so pensions is a big one. And the way we can do that is we can go, can I increase by 1%? Or is there a match that I'm not taking advantage of through my HR work department? Then we can look at the default funds and maybe getting out of a default fund. So if you've not got more money, you go, okay, how can I get a better return?
Can I give a little tip in that one? So the pension gap has widened, the gender pension gap has widened since 2021. And I think that's because a lot of women are exposed to bonds more than men. And so women's pensions have done worse than men over that same time frame. So I can't think of another reason why. So really looking at the default fund is so important.
You think more men are more proactive in getting out of the default funds?
I think they probably wouldn't have been as cautious with their pension funds.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's, the one thing this year, I think that's the thing.
Huge.
Like if you can get out of the default and pick a fund that's more suited to your risk profile, I mean, it's better to be in the default than not. But if you're listening to finance
if the default's good, stay in it. But if it's not, it could be a very important decision you make.
Yeah, and then looking at your spending and budgeting and setting up habits that kind of promote you to save and work with your personality traits rather than against them. And then mortgage overpayments and things like this.
Switching your bank account.
Yeah, we've got a little hit list here.
Sort out your insurance.
Yeah,
maybe you just do one a month. Like you don't have to do it all in this month, do you? Maybe you just do one of these jobs each month throughout the year.
Yeah, and then you fast forward 12 months and you're like,
you're sorted.
Yeah, you got anything, T? What's the T tip of the year?
T tip of the year, buy the dip. No.
Just the tip, buy the dip.
To buy the dip, that's it. That's it. Buy whenever the market goes down, buy the dip.
Oh, don't do that. That's horrible advice.
No, tip of the year. Get serious. Realize that we're all, this coming from me. If I'm telling you to get serious, then you need to get serious. We're all getting older. You got to I'm a very big ostrich head in the sand kind of. That's what my mum said.
You're just speaking t-shirt slogans, mate. Everything you're saying is just like...
No, my mum's always like, you're like an ostrich. You put your head in the sand. You're like, oh, nothing's going to go wrong. No one can see me. I've got my head in the sand. But you need to actually be proactive sometimes and take charge. And there's no time to take charge like January, right?
Yeah.
Start of the year, make some changes. And then by the end of the year, you'll be like, oh, wow, I'm glad I did that. That's what I did last year. And it's served me well every year since we started this podcast.
That's what I did last year and it served me well every year. A whole 1 year.
3 years.
Okay.
So year number 3 now.
Are we? No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Are we?
We didn't start last January, did we?
No.
Yeah, 2 years. Come on, guys.
2 years.
Yeah, this is year number 3.
But you started last year and it served you well all for the 3 of those years. On that note, that's T's tip of the year. Tune in next week for more golden wisdom. Here's the benchmark, guys.
Such a knob. This was a clip from our episode with Lisa Conway-Hughes, financial advisor. We talked about small changes you can make to make a big difference in your life. Check out the full episode right here.